Got some deer across the creek. We're having a major windstorm here today. That's not what this video is about. Okay, this apron here, I made this thing like 7 or 8 years ago. And I wear it in my garden all the time. It pretty much lives on me. And it saves my clothes from getting dirty. And but I don't usually wear it when I'm shooting video because I just like to be in my regular clothes when I'm doing that. So this isn't kind of a distraction. But there are a couple videos, I think, where I was wearing it briefly. And but then, see, I shot a video of making this, and I uploaded it to my woodworking channel. But I never did upload it here and show you guys how to make this. Now, this thing is, I made it, there's no sewing whatsoever. It's made with grommets and trim. And like here, I just kind of tied the trim. Now, you could actually, if you wanted to, you could sew the trim, make it look nicer if you wanted. Or you could use those brass rivets and put the rivets on there and make it look nice. But I didn't care about that. I just wanted to save my clothes out in the garden. But so I've decided that I was going to upload the video that I shot on my woodworking channel and upload it to this channel so you guys can see exactly how I made this.
Okay, you're going to need 1 yard of fabric. Now this here is not a woven fabric. It's like a nitrile or a vinyl, and it has a felt on the other side. So it looks like it's probably just like a glue or a lamination. And the beauty about it is that this here edge, it's not going to fray like a normal woven fabric would. So that's why I went with this. And you can get this, I got this in the back of Joann's. They've got a section toward the back where they have everything discounted. And this here was normally $9 a yard. It was on sale. It was half off for $4.50 a yard. So I bought 1 yard of this, and then I bought 1 roll of trim. Now this trim here is a 9-foot trim. It's 1 inch wide by 9 feet long. And I kind of got the matching colors. I got as close as I could to that. And then I went and got a grommet kit. Now the reason why I got the kit was because I needed the little tool to be able to put the grommets in. I couldn't find my tool. I had plenty of grommets, but I had to go and buy new ones again. So anyways, these are 7/16 inch grommets. And if you already have the tool, just all you need is the grommet. So basically, I've got it's $4.50 for this. This was $3.99, I believe, and then this was a few bucks too. So that's all we're going to use for this project. Okay, so I went ahead and cut my fabric out. Now I just use a regular pair of scissors, and if you're going to be using like a woven fabric or something where you're going to sew this and make an edge, then it's not that critical. But when you're using scissors, you're going to want to make sure that you try to be as clean as possible. But then again, this is a shop apron, so I'm not really too worried about it. But I will clean it up a little bit before I finish the project. I will put a link below to my website, and you can go out and get the exact dimensions on this. I did not lay a pattern down like a lot of people do and then draw the pattern. I just put marks on it and run my ruler down and then just cut it out here. And I just kind of like with these two, I just made an arc like that, and it's not that critical. It really isn't. But I'll put the dimensions in a link below, or at least a link to the website. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the grommets in. I'm going to put one here and one here for the waist strap, and then one here and one here for the neck strap. One thing too that I wanted to point out with this fabric here, with this nitrile or vinyl, whatever it is, it does have creases in it like this. So wherever it's sitting for any length of time with pressure on it, it's going to make creases. But if you are concerned about, I'm not, because I think after wearing this and hanging it up and over time, I think it's going to straighten out and flatten. But what I could do, I don't want to use an iron on this because I think it's going to melt this. But you could turn this over, and on the felt side, you can go ahead and run an iron on this and flatten these wrinkles out, and you won't have a problem. Okay, so to make these holes, what I'm using is a hollow punch. And basically, it's a hardened steel bar with a hollow end here, and you set it on your fabric, and you just wrap it really good, and it'll create the hole. Now, you could take the grommet, set the grommet on there, and then trace around the inside part here and then cut it out with an X-Acto knife. It doesn't really matter, but I use these because they're nice and clean. And when you use these, what you want to do is make sure that you have it on a piece of wood, and you need to wrap it nice and hard and then turn it a little bit as you are hitting it. And you don't want to do this on cement. You don't want to do it on metal because you'll ruin these punches. And for people who haven't seen these, or if you don't have any of these, I'll put a link below and I'll show you where I got mine, okay? What you do is you do one side and then you fold it over, and then it'll give you the exact location of the other side, if I'm making sense. So okay, so I'm doing this on the garage floor. Now what happened was I went and showed how to do the grommets, and for some reason the file was corrupted. So I'm going to do it again with this piece of scrap. So here is your hole right here. Now there is a front and a back to these. Now what you have here is, you'll notice these two pieces here. This here with the protrusion is the front piece. This is the back. Okay, so what you want to do is turn your fabric over and then lay down let me actually get this out of here. I don't need the wood. So you put it's called an anvil. You put that down first. Put your front piece on right here, and then lay the fabric on it. Put this piece on like this, and then your striker, or whatever they call it, here like this. And then you beat it down like this. Nice and flat like that. Okay, so let me show you what the grommet should look like after it's on. And take a look at this. You see how it is actually recessed into the fabric? And that's how you want it. I hope you can see it on the camera. You don't want it to be flush with this. You want it to be bit so tight in that it's actually squeezing the fabric. So I've got all 4 of my grommets in, so let's go ahead and finish this up.
Okay, easy peasy. This thing was, you can make this thing in like 15, 20 minutes. For the neck strap, all you have to do is just tie it in one side, bring it around, pull it through, figure out how much you want. It's just one piece. I've got it kind of high, but because I want to protect my shirt, but just tie it off. Like I said, you also could just loop it through and stitch it to itself, but it's a shop apron, a garden apron. I wasn't too worried about it. And then the same thing on the sides. Now these are 2 pieces, of course, just one on each side. Tie it, and then just give yourself like an extra like 6, 8, 10 inches, however much you want. Doesn't really matter. And then you can just tie it in the back. It's really simple to do. Now, also I'm working on a new apron, and it's an actual garden apron. It's going to be like a garden design, and it's going to have pockets in the front for like seed packets and pencils or pens, whatever you want. Now, disclaimer, there is sewing involved in that one, but it's nothing over the top difficult. I'll probably have that up in like a week or so, so be watching for that, okay? Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell so you'll know whenever I upload a new video. Okay, we'll catch you later.